Wasn't it great today? It was so exciting because I love trains, and it was so exciting to be here, to reopen the Disneyland Railroad by honoring Walt Disney and the two animators, the great Disney animators that inspired Walt's love of trains, Ward Kimball and Ollie Johnson. And this morning I got to engineer Ollie Johnson's train, the Marie E, which my wife Nancy and I own and have restored, towing the Chloe, which is Ward Kimball's train, and so we could sort of a parade of trains as we went by, and followed by the first Disneyland Railroad, the Disneyland #1, full of Disney characters to reopen the Disneyland Railroad. And it is incredible what the Imagineers have created back there. The backside of Rivers of America is so beautiful now, with the cliffside, the waterfalls, the trestles. It really is magical. And for the first time on the Disneyland Railroad, you get to turn left. There's never been a left turn on the Disneyland Railroad. Now there's a little left turn bin, and so it gives you a real feeling of being out into the woods as you're taking this beautiful steam train through around the Rivers of America. I tell you, it was so exciting at D23 Expo to step into the Combine car. It's the one and only Combine car, which is half baggage, half passenger, that ran on the Disneyland Railroad. When Disneyland opened, there were 2 engines and 2 stations. And what people don't realize is that you left with a passenger train from Main Street, and it had an Eastern style to the engine. It's the #2 with the coal stack and everything. And that went all the way around the park and stopped there. And it would bypass the Frontierland station, which was the Disneyland #1 Railroad, which had a diamond stack, they called it. It was a wood-fired engine, and that was a freight train. And you climbed in cattle cars, and there was a caboose and everything like that. And so it's kind of exciting to step into one of those cars that was from the original, they call it Consist, the collection of cars that ran at Disneyland. It was really exciting to see it, and it's so exciting to be here and to run, the Marie E and the Chloe here and celebrate the Disneyland Railroad. The Imagineers really recognized how important this was to Disneyland. Behind it, in the galaxy far, far away, there's going to be a very special place you'll be able to go in the future. And so they needed to take and create a barrier, visual barrier, because it's all about immersive entertainment. That's what Walt Disney pioneered here at Disneyland. And so they had an idea, because so many Western railroads, especially narrow gauge railroads, which the Disneyland Railroad is, they do pass through canyons next to rivers. And so it's a perfect opportunity, perfect storytelling to get out into the West, which Walt Disney loved, and to experience more of a cliff with waterfalls falling over it and trestles. And it makes it so exciting. And to be able to weave around, because they've added a left turn that goes back into the tunnel that leads to Fantasyland. And it is really exciting to see. And I think everyone's going to really enjoy it. And one of the things, I encourage everybody, when they come to Disneyland next, ride the Disneyland Railroad, and you will have a direct connection to Walt Disney himself. Because Disneyland exists because of Walt's love of trains. And that love of trains was inspired by Ward Kimball and Ollie Johnson, and which led to his backyard railroad, the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad, which then led to Disneyland. And so when you ride, and Walt always wanted to have real steam engines in his parks, so that future generations can experience what a real steam engine is like that he grew up with. And so I think almost more than any other attraction at Disneyland, you will really have a direct connection to Walt Disney himself by riding the train. I think that they will be thrilled, because it is still one of the most popular attractions at the park. People just love it. So many attractions. It's about energy. This one, you sit back, you relax, you get to go around the park, you take a journey, and it's just beautiful to see. Also, they've refreshed the Grand Canyon, and Primeval World. It looks beautiful in there, and so I think it's going to be so exciting to have the classics return. We also have the Mark Twain has been refurbished and running again, the Columbia sailing ship, Tom Sawyer's Island. You know, so it's like they call it the return of the classics, because some of the most popular in the rides that were here on opening day, and it's really exciting. I think Disneyland, almost more than any other Disney park, people love the connection to Walt Disney, because this is the park he built, he walked through, he stayed overnight here, he drove those trains, he was here, and so you get it's exciting to bring those classics back.